wonderful people out there. If you're watching this means you're interested in my new series. This is a new thing where I'm going to be talking about dog whistles. Don't worry, I'm talking about the political sense, I'm not going to play any sounds that'll drive your little furry companions insane. Not friends who are furries, but like dogs. I mean, I don't know, maybe furries also get affected. But what we're going to have to do is take apart what is a dog whistle, where they come from, and how they've kind of intercepted the cultural lexicon, and what they do when they're there and how dangerous they are. Now, I know what you're thinking. Before we talk about it, you're going to wonder, what are dog whistles? How do they get there? How do they start? And what can they do? And how dangerous are they? And conveniently, because this is scripted and something that I've pre-recorded and written everything for, I have answers to those questions. And if you deviate from those questions, then you're out of luck. I got nothing. I mean, I've answered the questions I thought I needed the answers to. Anyway, a dog whistle is a phrase that is used to say something without saying it. It's the coward's way of saying something bad, basically. It's used in a way where only the people who are in the know what it means. A dog whistle is built so that the people who don't want you to understand something make it so that you don't understand something. This means that they can have a subtle subtext that's going on the entire time that you don't know about. This can be summarised in the quote by Richard Morin from 1988.
Subtle changes in question wording sometimes produce remarkably different results. Researchers call this the dog whistle effect. Respondents hear something in the question that researchers do not. Like a dog whistle.
Now, a good example of this is when Ollie Thorne of Philosophy Tube starts to use the idea of today is Wednesday. Now, anybody who's already seen that will totally understand. However, hopefully, I've found the clip and I've put it in.
Suppose I say the sentence, today is Wednesday, and I say it all the time, every day, even when it isn't Wednesday, and I even today's Wednesday say today's Wednesday at times when it's completely in a today's Wednesday appropriate. If you're very clever, you might start to suspect that I'm not really talking about the days of the week. Those are the words that I'm using, but I'm actually doing something else with them. Namely, I'm taking the piss out of you whilst you try and explain to me the days of the week.
So where did dog whistles start? Well, the earliest admission to their usage was it was a recorded commentary of Lee Atwater, who was the chief strategist for Ronald Reagan. And in this 1981 speech, he says,
"You start out in 1954 by saying by 1968 you can't say that hurts you, backfires. So you say stuff like forced busing, states' rights and all that stuff. You're getting so abstract now, you're talking about cutting taxes, and all these things you're talking about are totally economic things, and a byproduct of them is that blacks get hurt worse than whites. And subconsciously, maybe that is a part of it. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that if it's getting that abstract and that coded, that we are doing away with the racial problem one way or the other. You follow me? Because obviously sitting around saying, we want to cut this, is much more abstract than even the busing thing, and a hell of a lot more abstract than...
However, this shows a lot of these terms have been going a lot longer than we would like to think. It shows a seedy undercurrent that flows throughout everything that we've been doing and things that we've understood to be said and normal. And at the very least, it's been going throughout our neoliberal capitalist countries that are in the developed world, in the Western world. There could be different ones in other aspects of the world, but those will be the ones I'm focusing on for this series until someone highlights them for me and points out what they are. So, what can dog whistles do? Well, as I touched on this earlier, dog whistles allow conversations to happen in parallel with what's going on in the actual world. So you see, here is where the normal conversation is going on, and in the bigoted world, the conversation gets to happen parallel, cross, and in. That means that you get to hide everything that you're doing, hide everything that you're talking about, but at the same time, people have been present for the conversation. So you might be able to draft in a few normies as you go. So, although what I'm currently doing is playing into the Thoughts Alarm clip I will have fit in here about sticky phrases.
If your brain is given two explanations for something, one of which is boring and requires you to mentally picture a bunch of stuff and follow step-by-step processes and blah, 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 nah, you're not going to do that unless you're interested in the subject or otherwise to have some compelling reason to learn it. The long and short of this is that if you need someone to remember something, you need to entergage them, both entertain and engage them. Failing that, you have to give them the simplest, most bare-bones idea possible that requires the smallest expenditure of glucose. What I'm talking about are ideas that themselves stick in your mind. Just real simple and easy to understand ideas that you can't get out of your brain. And that's easier said than done. I tried to explain this idea and it took me like 20 fucking minutes.
And showing that actually the response to them is a long-winded, horrible researched piece that you have to look into. The aim of this is so that you or your family member or that weird person on your mum's Facebook page doesn't have to go through all that research on their own. I'm here as a tool because I'm a tool. Oh. Thanks a lot, Past Josh. That was very mean. That was a very mean thing to put in the script. What am I meant to... Come on, man. But anyway, it's meant to make it so much easier that either you can use this and send the link to them, or you can block them and you know what they're talking about and you can kind of tell your mum, maybe that guy's got a bit of a weird edge. Are dog whistles dangerous? The simple answer is yeah. Yeah, they are. These things... They can go from anything, from a comment about poor people to neo-fascist lingo that you just accidentally say things and end up in the mainstream. Allowing people to join in this horrible spread of racist, sexist, LGBT-phobic, anti-Semitic, or which sadly a lot of them are, Islamophobic, class warfare statements, even eugenics stuff is sitting in there, and we might just say accidentally it's weird, and there's times where these phrases are not enough for these people, and they go full mask off and they show their true colours, as it were, which is usually red, white and black from outside in. But when these true colours are shown, it's too late. They've spread it far enough. They're getting there. The radical actions have been taken and people could be beaten, killed, systemically oppressed, repressed or removed or devalued and dehumanized by this point. So we can't have that. So if finding the meaning behind these phrases is something you're interested in and something you want to do something about, then please subscribe and share it about. And I'm saying this before I start on these, this isn't a judgment on you. When you watch these videos, when you take these things down, it's not a judgment on you. You didn't know to begin with. However, if you do learn what these terms are, and you do still feel like they're appropriate, and there's something you want to spread, well, that's cowardice. And if you're going to be a fascist, at least be bold about it. Don't hide behind little phrases and little whistles and everything and little whispers in hallways. This isn't Captain America Winter Soldier, man. You're just a prick. Anyway, if you're with me, let's get to work, shall we?
I just want to say thank you at the end of the video to all the people who've supported me to put this kind of content out, and I really want to say thank you to Jack and Déjan for doing the readings for me. And if you're interested and want to support this, please have a look at the links in the description. They will help you, help me, help everyone else. So I hope to see you soon.